is an unforeseen circumstance, a black swan emerging, eliminating confidence, and giving us a liquidity squeeze, aka 2008. And that scares the hell out of me.
In a thought-provoking discussion, Rick Rule sheds light on the looming challenges in the U.S. economy, citing data on ongoing banking crises and corporate debt rollovers. He warns of potential black swan events triggering liquidity squeezes akin to the 2008 financial crisis, emphasizing the critical role of confidence in financial markets. Rule's insights serve as a wake-up call to prepare for unforeseen contingencies, urging viewers to stay informed and cautious.
Make no mistake, the Fed doesn't want to cut.
Yeah.
If Congress makes them cut, if the American people make them cut, they will cut.
Right.
We are not out of the weeds with the banking crisis. We still have more of the commercial mortgage crisis to go through.
Yeah.
I think we have a crisis in the rolling over of non-investment grade corporate debt.
Yeah.
I think credit card delinquencies probably increase. But most importantly, we have the ongoing mismatch between duration mismatch between assets and liabilities of the banks. The banks are holding 6 or 8 year paper where the net present value has declined because the interest rate has declined, and they're funding that with overnight deposits where their cost of capital has gone up. The banks, if they hold those assets on the balance sheet as held to maturity, don't have to report the mark-to-market losses.
Right.
According to Zacks, if you report the mark-to-market losses, some banks as large as Bank of America are insolvent. Now, Bank of America's not going to go broke. They're going to be allowed to extend and pretend. And most depositors at the Bank of America will not ask the bank for a statement of financial condition. Or if they do, they're not going to read it. So we're going to get through this. Maybe we shouldn't, but we're going to get through it. But when I say we're going to get through it, we're just going to postpone it.
Right.
At some point in time, at the federal level, $150 trillion in liabilities serviced by a budget that's in deficit by $2 trillion a year, combined with the other difficulties, is going to have to be dealt with. It's going to be dealt with all at once, or it's going to be dealt with on the installment plan. The second thing that you talked about is an unforeseen circumstance, a black swan emerging, eliminating confidence, and giving us a liquidity squeeze, aka 2008. And that scares the hell out of me because it really, truly is all about confidence. I've been, in addition to the natural resource business, I've been in the banking business all my life. Banking is a very, very, very good business if you don't get too greedy and you don't get too stupid. Unfortunately, many of my peers in banking are too greedy and too stupid. And in 2008, what happened is individual banks looked at their own balance sheet and said, oh, Christ, we're toast. And if we're toast, everybody else is toast. So no transactions took place. Liquidity completely dried up. And we came very close to losing the whole system. I don't know what the trigger for that would be. And I pray that that doesn't happen. But it's certainly a contingency, having lived through it once in my cognitive period, to prepare myself for the possibility, no matter how remote, that it appears again. Listen, I don't want your listeners to prepare their whole life waiting for this to occur. I think it probably doesn't occur. But I think you need to prepare yourself for the possibility that it does. I, at this stage of my life, have no fear of missing out. So I only do things I understand well.
Yeah.
I grew up in Silicon Valley. I know how smart those people are. Those are businesses that I can't pronounce, never mind understand.
Yeah. Right.
So I stick to insurance companies, banks, wealth managers, asset managers, and natural resource businesses. I stick to businesses that I understand really, really, really well. And that stood me in very good stead.
Yeah.
Money that I didn't make is not money I lost. I just didn't make it. So I stick to what I know.
In this segment, Rick Rule underscores the importance of understanding investments before diving in. He emphasizes his strategy of only investing in what he comprehends, citing examples like Berkshire Hathaway as a testament to this principle. Rule advises against speculative purchases in sectors or companies one doesn't fully grasp, advocating for a focus on individuals behind early-stage companies like Ross Beatty, whose track record speaks volumes. Rule highlights the necessity of patience and perseverance in weathering market fluctuations, echoing Beatty's contrarian approach and willingness to wait for investments to bear fruit.
The answer is I don't know, because I don't know what Microsoft and Nvidia are worth.
Yeah.
I would just ask your listeners who own those if they know what they're worth. I don't do things that I don't understand. So as an example, I don't own China because I don't understand it. I don't own Nvidia because I don't understand it. I don't own Microsoft because I don't understand it. I have one general market security in my portfolio. That's Berkshire Hathaway.
Okay.
He's proven for 60 years that he does insure it. He does understand it, pardon me. And he also, because he operates that company as an insurance company, has an extraordinarily low effective tax rate. So my entire general securities portfolio is Berkshire Hathaway. Other than that, I only do what I know. And I'm not suggesting to your listeners that they do conventional financial services or extractive industries, if that's not what they know. I would only ask them, before they buy Nvidia, what they think it's worth.
Yeah.
If they don't have an opinion as to what it's worth, why on earth would they buy it, not knowing what it's worth? The first thing is, if you're speculating, if you're buying small companies, people, and people. Ross Beatty is a superior human being. He's had 14 companies. 11 of them went 10 for 1. If you weren't in Ross Beatty companies and you were in that sector, mostly you got killed. Don't buy sectors. Any sector. Don't buy the mining sector. If you buy the sector, over time you'll go broke. Don't buy the technology sector. If you buy the technology sector, over time you get broke. Buy companies in the sector and you'll do well. And buy people in early stage companies. The second part is equally important. The average holding period of a Ross Beatty company for me to enjoy 1,000% gains was 6 years. Most speculators have trouble holding stock over a long weekend because they don't have any reason for understanding why they sold the stock. So if the stock starts to go down, rather than thinking it's becoming more cheaper, they think it's becoming worse. And the third thing is you have to be tenacious. The small stocks can inhale or exhale by 15%, up or down, for no reason whatsoever. Every one of the Ross Beatty stocks that gave me a 10-bagger, at some point in time over the 6 years I held them, caused me to experience a 50% decline. So you have to be persistent and you have to be tenacious. You have to know enough about your investments that you are confident enough to be tenacious. And the lovely thing about Ross Beatty, one of the things I like about him the most, is he's contrarian. He's countercyclical. When the price of silver is at $4 and he sees that the silver price has to go up, the fact that everybody hates it makes him love it.
Yeah.
When the price of copper falls from $2.50 to 80 cents, and Business Week magazine has a cover called The End of Mining, Ross Beatty says, this is great. Copper has to go to at least $2 from 80 cents. So when nobody wants to be there, boom, he's into the copper business. You follow me? In addition from being hardworking and being brilliant, he is a simple contrarian who is willing to be 3 years early so that he can be really, really, really right.
In today's discussion, Rick Rule provided valuable insights into the current economic landscape, highlighting the challenges faced by the banking sector and the potential risks looming on the horizon. He emphasized the importance of understanding investments before diving in, advocating for a disciplined approach based on personal knowledge and expertise. Rule's cautionary tale serves as a reminder for viewers to stay informed and make informed decisions in their financial endeavors. Thank you for tuning in. If you found this content valuable, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your engagement helps us continue to bring you valuable insights. Until next time, stay informed and invest wisely.